So today I'm going to show you a little bit about where you can remove that background and change it to another color. Now that color could match something in your photograph, that color could contrast. It could be black, it could be white, it could be a neutral, gray as well. But basically what I do is I go on the picture layer. And if you took my hint when you were shooting your pictures, hopefully your person is against a very contrasting background, a simple background like a white backdrop. This makes it so easy. So I do want you guys to make sure, if it's not, you can still work with it, but you might have to finesse it a little bit. And for that, you might need to come up and see me so I can show you how we can get that done. 1, 2, 3, 4 tools down. You're going to have one of these two loaded. We're going to look for the quick selection tool. Okay. So that quick selection tool, and I want to make sure that it's on the plus right up at the top. Hopefully you can see my cursor kind of circling it. So you want to make sure it's there. You'll notice my brush size is pretty big because it's a simple background. If I come through, just like I'm driving a car, I'm clicking and I'm dragging it up a little bit and then I let go. I click and I drag a little bit more and let go. And again, I keep doing that all the way around. If the cursor is smaller, the tool becomes more picky. If the cursor is larger, it's less picky and you can get a little bit more. But look I got his ear on accident because it read the ear as being part of what was there. It didn't detect that edge very much. So if that happens, you can either go back and undo it. Remember, you've got your history right here, and if that's not showing, we're going to go up into Windows History. You can go back in your history. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. This is the last thing I did. I can back up. There I am. I'm going to put that back in. I'm going to continue on my way. Oh, it still gets it. Oh, man. I can make my cursor smaller and try it again. Or I can come right up here to the minus. The minus says I want to remove that from my selection. So you've got that quick selection minus, the little minus symbol right up there. Make that cursor smaller. I'm using my keyboard. Don't forget my bracket key, just like the brush. My bracket key works in that case. I'm going to minus out, and I just did some individual clicks on the ear. I've minused out that part of the ear. Okay? We're good to go with that. Now, what I like to do at that point is instead of actually coloring in on that image, I will actually go through and I will make a new layer. Right down here, I'm going to make a brand new layer, which is that little, looks like a folded Post-it note. Create a new layer. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to fill this in with whatever color I need. The easiest way to fill it is probably just this paint bucket tool. You might have this loaded on top, but the paint bucket tool is in there. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to white, and I'm just going to paint bucket that in. Notice I missed a little bit down there. I can still fix that up. That's not a problem. But if I'm looking at the layers by themselves, this is pretty much what I have on that layer. I only have that color that I've added. Okay? So when I put everything on, you're going to see that I've got that interaction. Now I can come in there, I can go back to quick select, or I'm going to say select and deselect to get rid of these little crawling ants that are part of my selection. So those are gone. I could come in here, maybe I'm just going to go with a paintbrush real quick. I'm going to harden the paintbrush, make sure that it doesn't give me a fuzzy edge. I'm going to zoom in with Control plus. Oops, sorry. There we go. And get a little bit smaller. I could even come through. Oops. Don't forget, if it's not working, always check and make sure this is on normal. Check your opacity and then check the type of brush you're using. And I can actually just go ahead and just paint that one in and have that done. Now again, my image quality is absolutely obnoxious. I should have picked a larger quality image for this so you don't see all those little pixely edges. But that's how you can add that in. Now, of course, you could add more, or you could use an airbrush, so you could actually soften that brush as you're going. Let's say you wanted to put it sort of looking like it's fading in, which is a lovely look for some of yours, especially if you're getting a little bit mysterious with it. Notice where my cursor's at. My cursor is not all the way on the picture, it's hovering because I'm looking at the edge of my paintbrush, not the middle. So where's that edge touching and how do I want that to get a little bit fuzzier? So again, double click, this is my white. Maybe that's your purple, maybe that's your black, whatever that might be. But again, you get a good picture for what it is you're doing if you take it step by step, add this onto the lesson from yesterday, kind of weave them together and use them successfully.